As you may know, I have already done a video discussing whether or not Eyewaltz could theoretically beat the entire game of Battle Cats. However, as this title suggests, I'm now gonna actually try to prove this at least in one part of the Battle Cats. My Uncanny Legends progress is virtually nothing, so I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to see if Eyewaltz can really beat at least a major part of the game. For now, the video will cover the first 3 subchapters, and I plan to split the rest of these videos into 3 subchapters each. The rules for this challenge are as follows. No uber rares besides Eyewaltz. This extends to cat combos too. Super rares will be kept to a minimum. I know this rule goes against one of the rules I made in the previous video, but this is for a good reason which I'll show later. Eyewaltz must always stay in the lineup and must always be used, because that's the whole point of this challenge. If this video is interesting to watch, please let me know, since I never really upload gameplay content to my channel. Additionally, it's the first time ever I'm doing commentary over Battle Cats gameplay, so I'm fairly new to this. With that out of the way, let's get started with the challenge. Originally for an Ancient Curse in the Relic Bun boss fight, it was going to be the basis of the challenge. How far can I limit myself and still successfully beat the stage, and it would apply to the rest of UL. However, I went against this idea later, as it would make some UL stages extremely difficult. In terms of gameplay, this wasn't really too interesting. I stall out the Relic dodges, wait for my money to go up, hit the base, try to stack Rodeo Cats to safely slow Relic Bun, and then spawn out Eyewaltz to deal the most damage he can do. And then, I win. Now we get on to the actual first chapter of UL. The first 2 stages aren't really anything interesting. They're basically the same stage with one enemy swapped out. So it's not really much to commentate over, so I'm skipping these stages. Then we get on to Oldhorn. Oldhorn is notorious for having really tanky HP and really high DPS. However, it really becomes trivial once you have Eyewaltz and a stack of Rodeo Cats. However, the next stage isn't so difficult despite there being super buff aliens. Eyewaltz is immune to Shockwave, meaning that I only really had to focus on meat shielding and Eyewaltz will not take any of the damage. Next, we have our first turtle, which is Professor Abe. However, since Rocco can bury, and only buries for a short distance, this allows Eyewaltz to use Rocco as a stepping stone to hit Professor A with his shockwave. So, the entire strategy of the stage was trying to get Eyewaltz to step stone off his Rocco. Slowly but surely, I'll win. Then the next stage isn't really much to say. However, this stage really felt like how many Eyewaltz does it take to beat the stage, as there was a lot of downtime in which Eyewaltz was not even on screen at all. On to the next chapter. The first stage is not really that hard. Eyewaltz can outrange the Wick Pennies, so all I had to do was keep milk shielding so that they don't approach Eyewaltz, and it's a simple win. For the next stage, I did bring Jurassic to help me with Sir Seal, as I did not want to chip down all of its HP by just using Eyewaltz. Also, my cameraman had a critical talent too. The next stage was really not that much different from any Oldhorn strategy. Just stack Rodeo Cats and stack Eyewaltz, but now this time there's 3 Oldhorns. This stage isn't too interesting. I just brought Cadaver to help me clean up the zombies, so that I could just keep milk shielding constantly. Remember how I said super rares will be kept to a minimum, despite how I banned them in the previous video? This is why. Yes, Eyewaltz can deal shockwave chip damage over time, but that requires the auto smack use as stepstones. Even then, Eyewaltz can even stand a safe distance from Elder Sloth if I want to reach Master A. This challenge literally becomes how many Eyewaltz does it take to screw in a light bulb, which I think is just boring and repetitive to watch and play. Unless you really do enjoy me suffering on these stages and want to see more, then I'll continue on with these series. But for this exact stage, I decided not to limit myself on super rare, as backliners such as Master A and Elder Sloth would be super difficult without a backliner of my own, such as Cyberpunk or Geek Cat. Lastly, John Ghoul, it's not that difficult. I only brought Cancan since this stage loves to rush you with Sorrel and Boars, so I wanted Cancan for its double bouncy and its alien targeting.